Here is a 2007 Yamaha 44-stroke outboard motor, and I'm going to show you how to service your outboard motor. So for today's service, I'm going to change the oil in the engine, put a new oil filter, spark plugs, and lower unit fluid. So here we are at the engine, and we're going to remove the spark plugs. You're going to need an 18mm socket. Here is a new spark plug compared to the old spark plugs that were in the engine, as you can see. And make sure that these are properly gapped before you install these back to the engine. So now I'm installing the spark plugs back in the engine. Here's a new one. Installing it into the top cylinder first. And if you have a torque wrench, you want to torque it down to 18 Newton meters. So now we're going to replace the engine oil, and we need to warm up the engine for a few minutes. And right in this hole, there is a 14mm bolt that you must remove. And once you remove it, you have to be ready because the oil is gonna come fast. So now we're gonna reinstall the oil plug back into the engine. So now the next step is removing the oil filter, and you're going to need a specific tool to remove the oil filter. And this twists the oil filter. And you're gonna wanna put some rags down here because there is oil dripping. So here is the oil filter for this specific motor. I bought it from the Yamaha dealership. You're gonna have to remove this plastic covering. And you do wanna get a dab of the new or old oil, doesn't matter, and put it on the O-ring to lubricate it. Now we're gonna twist it on. And you just want to hand tight it. Do not use the tool. Just like that. So now we're going to pour the engine oil into the engine, and it takes 2.11 quarts excluding the oil filter. The engine oil that I'm pouring in, it is 2040 weight. It's Yamaha lube. I'm going to pour it into the engine. So now I'm going to start the engine, and because I replaced the oil filter, the oil level will change, and if I need to add some more oil, I'm going to. As of right now, I have 2 quarts in it, and it says it's full, but now I'm going to start the engine to see how much I have to add. So now you want to locate your dipstick, and you want to check the engine oil. Wipe it, put it back in, pull it out again, and the engine oil is up to here, and without starting it, it was up to here, so that much just went down, and I had to add accordingly to make it full all the way up to here. Now we are going to service the lower unit, putting new lower unit oil, and you're going to need a flathead. And you're gonna locate the screw that contains the oil. So I'm going to unscrew it right now. And we're gonna locate the top one right here, and we're gonna unscrew that one also. And as you can see, it's dripping really slow. That's really good. That means that my seals are all good. It's creating a vacuum seal. If your gear oil is milky white, that means you have water in your lower unit. But if it's any other color, black, gray, clear, you're fine. But if you have white milky lower unit oil, you have water in your lower unit and your seals need to be replaced. See, once I open the top screw, and the lower unit oil is coming right out right now. Also, when you remove the lower plug, this is a magnet, and all this stuff right here at the end, all these little metal pieces, that is from your lower unit. You want to check for any major metal. You're going to have metal in here, as you can see, a little bit like this, which is all right. You're always going to have metal, but make sure you don't have a lot of metal. So now you want to go out and buy, it's a good idea, one of these pumpers. It's a lot better than one of those squeezable tubes. But to reinstall the lower unit oil, you have to go from the bottom and leave the screw unscrew at the top. We're going to screw this tube into the lower unit. And then you just want to keep on pumping. You want to pump all the way until you see lower unit fluid coming out of the top of here. It's going to start dripping. As you can see, it's coming out of the top hole. And what you want to do now is you want to plug the top hole right now. So now we're going to unscrew this out. Put your finger where the plug is. Get your flathead. And you want to kind of do it quickly so the oil doesn't come out. And you want to tighten it up.